think this came about because Monica was expressing to me how she's gotten addicted to, what was the game?
Game of War.
So let's get into, she's like, she's become
Oh,
addicted to
yeah.
microtransactions, I think. So we're going to do a little counterpoint on microtransaction. Monica, why do you love microtransactions?
Okay, I don't want to jump straight into microtransactions. I just want to say that Game of War is a mobile game that happens to include microtransactions if you want to get good. Okay.
If you want to get good.
If you want to get good. If you don't want to spend the rest of your life waiting to get good, you just pay to get good. No, I did divulge that I was playing a lot of Game of War. Apparently that should be embarrassing for me. And
we're here to find out.
Shortly after I told Brian about this, he sent me a link about a man who had embezzled $1 million and spent it on the game. And so, the jokes just keep coming, but the game is not that great, I guess. But there are microtransactions, and I have paid for them. I also paid for microtransactions for Pokemon Go, though. So,
without locking down a specific number to spare your embarrassment, can you ballpark us how much has been spent on Game of War?
Okay. I can tell you that the average player on Game of War spends $550 per year.
Jesus.
Okay. Josh?
My goodness.
And microtransactions on Game of War, their packs actually start at $5, but they go all the way up to $99, and the $99 packs are the most popular.
Well, Josh, why aren't you good at games, dude?
Yeah, why do you suck?
So this is where my despair for microtransactions come. Now, I can give you many examples of where microtransactions have been great and aren't a problem, but the issue comes down to pay to win. And it's not necessarily impactful towards me because I don't play cell phone games that much.
Okay.
But the fact that a couple of decent MMOs have been deeply just ripped apart by the fact that the publisher and the developer got together later on after launch and decided to open up a cash shop that would turn these games pay to win. So that's microtransactions, the bad part for me. But coming down to a cell phone game, many of these games have utilized human action studies to figure out exactly what they need to do, where they need to put things to lead an individual to make a purchase. And I've never bought a single thing in a cell phone game cash shop.
So you are a loser, is what you're saying.
Mostly I lose a lot. But I don't want to throw them dollar bills at a damn cell phone game. I can barely do that on the MMO. And I don't play the MMOs that have cash shops like that. WoW, I play that, but those aren't pay to win. Those are pay to accessorize.
Okay. Monica, why shouldn't developers use science against you? Respond.
Okay, so I want to point out that just because you're paying to play doesn't necessarily mean you're paying to win. It depends on how the game is set up. The games that tend to do the best in regards to microtransactions often have a social aspect. So you are wanting to compete with people that you're actually getting to know. You're working in a guild, you're working in a clan. Game of War is actually similar. You're working with an alliance. And your purchases help the entire group.
Okay.
I want to say this. I think that free to play, if a lot of games wouldn't have any adoption rate without there being free to play, that's going to stick around. And people have to be able to make some amount of money. Now, is it $550 per person? Probably not. But, that game is actually one of the most popular mobile games in existence and has been for a very long time. And so there is something that people are getting out of it Maybe, part of it is peer pressure. Part of it is to be able to compete. But I will say personally, the reason why I've spent money on Game of War is because I was getting hours and hours and hours out of gameplay. And I think in general, people will not invest unless they enjoy the game. You're not going to invest money unless you're getting something out of it. I will put $60 down on a AAA title and be able to play that for 25 hours. And instead, I'm playing a game that I've really gotten into, that I enjoy. And, if I put $50 down on that, I'm getting the same amount of hours out of it. So.
That sounds
what do you buy?
Let me phrase this for you.
I want to know what she's buying.
What are you buying, Monica? Tell us.
What's she buying?
Friendship. No, just kidding.
No, what? Yeah, what?
Josh,
what
why should the 1% Americans buy friendship to band together and defeat the poor people of this country? Tell me.
Right.
Tell me.
Because these are socially engineered for these people to spend money on this.
Everything's socially engineered. Do you not buy deodorant, dude?
Yeah, so let me give you a good example of a
good point.
That's socially engineered to make you ashamed of yourself.
A good example of microtransactions is PlanetSide 2. It's a MMO FPS.
Real world example.
Pay to win, and that's a PC game though. So the world of microtransactions on mobile and on PC are very different. But the sort of underlying premise of some of the more scummy things that you see apply to both worlds. I think the most confusing to me is I can understand like Game of War with the social aspect, but then you see like Candy Crush. Man, like all the reports of how much people have spent on Candy Crush, they're like, I'm like, God, these people are addicted and they're designed to be that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I just personally, I can't play something like that. And the issue is this is seeping into like games that are directed to children, and they're just hoping that the payments are turned on so the kids can just hit. Kanye West, for example, came into this issue and he tweeted out a rant. And I think if a game is made for a 2-year-old, just allow them to have fun and give the parents a break for Christ's sake. So if Kanye West doesn't like microtransactions, and I guess I gotta hop on Cloud Kanye.
Monica, how do you respond to Kanye? Last word to you.
I don't like you.
Me or Kanye?
No, Kanye. You're fine.
Oh.
Okay, respond to as Mr. Yeezy then, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all we got time for this discussion. I don't know who the winner is, but both of you know my PayPal if you want to send me and buy the win.
I'll send you I'll send you some microtransactions.
Thank you, Josh. Josh gets the win for Point Counterpoint with Monica and Josh.
What?
That's all we got. That's it.